Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tassif here, and I'm back with another live stream. Thanks to all those who tuned in. And I'm going to wait for more people to join, but I am so glad to be back. However, I am here to discuss an issue that is going to make you concerned about the future of the country. So I'm going to wait for maybe half a minute and wait for people to tune in. And as always, I encourage you to participate in the live chat window. And if you are watching this, please like this video. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel to stay connected. And as you can see in the live chat window, I have written, tune in for this live stream at 11:30 p.m. Central Time. Well, it's 11:34 p.m. right at this moment. Please write your questions and comments in the chat window, and don't forget to subscribe to stay connected. So with that, my friends, I am going to start today's discussion. Resources are scarce, and we know that. We know that resources are scarce. There is not an unlimited supply of money. And we have to work really hard to earn money each and every single day. People are working hard all over this country. Hardworking Americans, they are working long hours to earn a paycheck. Here in the United States, my friends, people dream of owning a home. That's called the American dream of home ownership. Becoming a homeowner is a beautiful thing. It really is. Of course, every person in this country wants to own a home, but that also requires a lot of work. You have to have a plan. You have to have objectives that you must meet. And it takes time, it requires tremendous patience. To own a home, you have to accumulate money for your down payment. You have to have a stable job and a decent flow of income. Now, people can win the lottery. We know that. If you win the lottery, if you win $1 million, you can own a home very easily, right? If you win the jackpot, if you get millions and millions of dollars by winning the lottery, then buying a home is very easy. But that's not the case for most people. Not too many people win the lottery. Most people will have to work hard to earn the money that they need so that they can afford the down payment and get a mortgage. And then that's not everything. If you have a mortgage, you have to continue to make monthly payments. We know that. You have to make the payments on time. And then you also have to pay property taxes. That's the reality. There's a pathway. There's a pathway to home ownership, and once you become a homeowner, in order to stay in your home, you have to continue to play by the rules, to pay property taxes on time. And so it can be very challenging becoming a homeowner. It can be very challenging, particularly in an economy like this. And I've talked about this before. I've discussed inflation, I've discussed supply chain issues, I've discussed high cost of living and rising mortgage rates. That's also a problem. Many people succeed in becoming homeowners and many don't, sadly. There are people out there who are struggling year after year after year. They are trying to save money for the down payment. They are trying to secure a mortgage, and they just have not succeeded in doing that. And that's the reality that many people face in this country. My friends, I'm going to pause and just welcome you all, whoever's here. There are people watching this. More people are joining. It's always wonderful to see more people joining and participating in the live chat window. So, as I always say, this is going to be a reminder for those who have watched my videos before, and new information for anyone who may be here for the first time. Please introduce yourself in the live chat window, because I pay close attention to what people are writing in the live chat window. I try my best to keep up with the comments and the questions, and I try to respond. I really do. If you have a comment you want to share in the live chat window, share that comment. If you want to ask a question, ask a question, and I'll do my best to respond. You don't have to agree with me. You can disagree with me. That's fine. But let's continue having this dialogue that we have in the live chat, okay? Jake is here. Hello, Jake. Jake writes, hello, how are you today? Jake, I'm doing okay. Thank you. Every day is a blessing. So thank you, Jake, for being here. Alan is here. Alan, welcome. A viewer named Insomnia is writing, I'm new. What's the stream about? Insomnia, first of all, welcome to my YouTube channel. This live stream is about social and political issues, both domestic and international. And Badger Den is here. Badger Den, it's always a pleasure to see you, my friend. Badger Den writes, hello, Tassif. You need a moderator. Badger Den, yes, I understand that, because I have been getting, particularly in the last two live streams, we got so many comments, right? It's almost like, okay, if there was somebody who could moderate that, that would be great. So Badger Den, thank you for being here. Sassy, a viewer named Sassy writes, hi. Hello. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining this live stream. I am discussing something very important here. Miles Hansen writes, hope you happy and having a good day. I am having a great day, Miles. Thank you. Insomnia writes, interesting. Do you have a specific topic in mind? Insomnia, I'm going to answer your question. Actually, the title of this particular live stream, on my channel, I discuss social and political issues, both domestic and international, but I have a specific topic or a few topics for each live stream. And the topic for today's live stream is money, money, money. Democrat bill would give financial aid to illegal immigrants for buying homes. So I'm going to be talking about home ownership. I'm going to be talking about a specific Democrat bill that would give illegal immigrants financial aid for buying homes. And of course, you are free to share your thoughts on this matter. Miles is asking me, are you a politician? Miles, I am very involved in politics, very much involved in politics. And I don't know if you would call me a politician, but yes, I'm involved in politics. Jake writes, yes, Trump 2024. By the way, anyone who's here for the first time, if you want to know more about me, I am posting a link to my website. That's my website address. You can see in the chat window. You can check out my website and read more about me. Miles Hansen has a great question. Miles, you are asking me if I support the bill. Well, I can give you a direct answer right now, or you could hang out here for a little bit to hear a detailed opinion about me. Greg writes, skipped me. I did not skip you, Greg. I can see you. Welcome, Greg. Thanks for being here. Greg is asking about a rate cut. I don't know, Greg. I don't know the answer to that. So, Jake, Miles, I'm gonna answer your question. I oppose that bill. And having said that, I'm going to go into the detailed discussion. I oppose that legislation that Democrats have. So, my friends, becoming a homeowner in the United States is not easy. As I was saying, you have to have a stable job, you have to have a decent flow of income, and you have to work hard. You have to save money for your down payment. You have to secure a mortgage. Once you become a homeowner, you have to make monthly payments on time, and you have to pay property taxes, and obviously there are repairs and maintenance that you have to do. I mean, requires a lot of patience, a lot of money, and some people succeed in becoming homeowners and some don't. Now, in recent years, I know, I know from the conversations that I've had with many Americans, I know that people are struggling to become homeowners in America. The real estate market is crazy right now. The real estate market is crazy. The mortgage rates are high, and because of inflation, the value of money has fallen. So now people need bigger down payments in many cases to be able to buy a home. So becoming a homeowner has become very difficult. And there's a particular group that is finding it increasingly challenging to become homeowners. And that group is young professionals, people who are in their 20s, folks who have just graduated from college, or maybe they completed high school and they directly went into the labor market, or people who have pursued advanced degrees, maybe got a master's degree. I have a master's degree. Those who got master's degrees, now they are working. Maybe they have spent a few years, working in and trying to build up a career. The young professionals are finding it very difficult to become homeowners. And a lot of this is happening because of the Biden-Harris administration and how they are mismanaging the economy. I'm going to say that. They're mismanaging the economy. They're not running the economy properly. And, the poor decisions of the Biden-Harris administration are causing all kinds of financial problems for the American people. And we know that. Susan Epp is here. Susan, welcome. Good to see that you're here. Always good to see Susan. Let me see. I'm going to read some comments. Greg writes, not really worth conversation, wouldn't get votes from both sides in my opinion. It's a crackpot idea. Well, Greg, let me tell you, this bill that I'm talking about, I'm going to give you the details, but this bill was actually approved and it's waiting for a governor's signature. Which governor? I will tell you in a little bit. Let me get to that point. But the Democrats really have pushed this bill forward, and it's approaching the finish line. Arctic Mansion writes, I think I saw you on Fox News. Arctic Mansion, you did see me on Fox News last year, maybe. I was on Fox News, Fox and Friends, June 2023, talking about immigration. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead with the conversation here, but please continue to write your questions and your comments. I see Wabajok is here. Wabajok opposes my views. Okay, Wabajok, you can continue writing the comments that you want to write, but I'm going to get to my point here because I have a lot to discuss, okay? So, while American citizens are struggling to become homeowners, in particular, I talked about the young professionals who are really struggling. While American citizens are struggling to become homeowners, the Democrats have come up with a bill to give financial aid to illegal immigrants for buying homes. I mean, when I first saw this, I was so shocked. And now I'm shocked to see that this bill is actually moving forward. That's right, the Democrats who love illegal immigrants. The Democrats, they love illegal immigrants. The Democrats don't love the American people, but they love illegal immigrants. They love illegal immigration. The Democrats have a legislation, they have a bill to give financial assistance to illegal immigrants so that the illegal immigrants can buy homes on American soil. Do you have any thoughts on that? Do you want to share anything about this legislation? Well, let me give you some more information. And then I'm going to ask you for your views, okay? Um, all right. Josh has some comment. Okay, Josh has some comment. Doesn't look very kind, Josh. Badger Den writes, they would vote for anything that goes against what the Republicans want. Badger Den, Badger Den knows my views very well. And Badger Den, what you're saying is correct, And I will say it's not just the Republicans, but really the freedom-loving Americans. The freedom-loving Americans, whatever they want, the Democrats will do just the opposite. Just the opposite. Let me see. Josh writes, they are bringing in illegal immigrants because they have robbed Social Security and need to fund it. Also, birth rates in America are projected at almost zero by 2045. So I haven't seen that statistic, but I do know, Josh, that birth rates have fallen in America, and yes, the Democrats are bringing in the illegal immigrants, okay, and the Democrats are giving the illegal immigrants taxpayer-funded services, okay. The American taxpayers are being forced to pay for the services that the illegal immigrants are receiving. So Josh, don't think that I'm not reading your comments. I am reading your comments. Badgerden writes, I hope the GOP kills the bill. They want to give illegals houses, and there are many homeless Americans. Not acceptable. I agree with you, Badgerden, but let me tell you, Badgerden, this legislation is actually in California. So it's a state legislation, and the Republicans are a small minority in the California legislature. So, the Republicans, I don't think that they can stop this bill. This is ready for signature by Gavin Newsom. But I'm jumping ahead a little bit. I'm gonna step back, and I'll give you more information before I get to Gavin Newsom and what he may or he may not do. Now let's go back, my friends. Let's go back to March of 2024. This is September 1st of 2024. I'm going to go back to March of 2024. Back in March of 2024, and I believe it was March the 3rd, Jeremiah asks me, you are a U.S. citizen, correct? Jeremiah, I am a U.S. citizen. I am a proud American citizen. I became a naturalized U.S. citizen in 2014. So Jeremiah, I've answered your question. Yes, I'm a U.S. citizen. So let's go back to March of 2024. On March 3rd of 2024, I published a podcast episode talking about Assembly Bill 1840 in California. Assembly Bill 1840. A bill that would allow illegal immigrants to become eligible for loans for buying homes. Assembly Bill 1840 in the state of California. I've talked about this issue back in March of 2024. That was months ago. And this is the legislation that I'm talking about today, which I talked about back in March. So I was paying attention to this issue back in March. I talked about it. And now here we are learning that the California lawmakers have passed this legislation, Assembly Bill 1840. This bill, what is this bill going to do? There are lots of questions that people have, obviously. This bill would require the California Housing Financial Authority's Home Purchase Assistance Program to include undocumented immigrants. Illegal immigrants who are looking to become first-time homeowners would be eligible for taxpayer-funded loans. For loans. So the California Democrats are actually moving forward with this bill. They passed it already. They passed it already. In California, the Democrats are pushing this bill forward to provide financial aid for illegal immigrants to buy homes. Shocking. Chris Hicks writes, Trump has my vote. Trump has my vote too, Chris. Thank you. I'm gonna see what comments are here. Jeremiah says, may I see your paperwork? Jeremiah, do you wanna see my paperwork? Is that what you're saying? You wanna see my immigration paperwork, Jeremiah? Jeremiah, I love that question. Jeremiah is asking me, may I see your paperwork? Jeremiah says, if you don't mind. Oh, that's such a nice way of asking, Jeremiah. Listen, I'm going to pause here for a second because I have to respond to Jeremiah. Jeremiah here is asking me a question, and how can I not respond? May I see your paperwork? Jeremiah is asking me. All right, Jeremiah, hold on a second. I'm gonna post a link here, which Jeremiah may like. All right. So Jeremiah, listen. I'm gonna post a link here. I'm going to post a link here. Give me 1 second, all right? I'm going to post a link to a video. I hope, Jeremiah, you got a few minutes here. Watch this video. It's less than 5 minutes. It's a video of my naturalization ceremony. When I stood in front of a judge, a federal judge, to recite the oath of allegiance to become an American. Okay? So, oh, Jeremiah wants to see my paperwork in that foot. Why don't you check that out, Jeremiah? Why don't you check out that video? Maybe you'll see the paperwork there. Okay? Rather than asking me, why don't you go and check it out? And if that doesn't make you happy, hold on. If that doesn't make you happy, all right? I'm going to post my website address, all right? You click on that link, my website address, tausifanam.net. Check out the homepage. You're going to see something there. You're going to see a document there, okay? I'm not going to tell you what it is. Check out the homepage. Okay, Jeremiah writes, welcome to America. Thank you, Jeremiah. Thank you. No, I appreciate you asking that question because it gives me an opportunity to answer. And yes, I was on Fox and Friends, Fox News, June of 2023, talking about immigration because I am a legal immigrant and I'm a naturalized U.S. citizen. So Wabajok is telling me this guy is not American, but I am an American. So you can disregard what Wabajok just said. Jeremiah, I appreciate you writing Welcome to America. Thank you. And it's something very important that I should highlight. After I came to the United States as a legal immigrant, this country embraced me. This country gave me a warm welcome. It's the greatest country in the world. The United States of America is the greatest country in the world. The Democrats will tell you that it's not a great country. They'll tell you it's, they'll say all kinds of things. Okay, I don't want to go into the details. The Democrats will tell you it's not an immigrant-friendly country and blah, blah, blah. Don't listen to them. And if you listen to them, don't believe them. Don't believe the Democrats. I am telling you, it's an immigrant-friendly country, legal immigrant-friendly country. A viewer writes, where are you from originally? I am from Bangladesh in South Asia. That's the country where I was born and raised. That's where I came from. Jeremiah asks, may I ask where you went to school? I got my undergraduate degree from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, Bachelor of Arts in Political Science, and then I also have a Master of Public Affairs degree from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. So that's a little bit of more information about me. If you check out my website, you're going to find everything there. Okay? So I see more comments that I have not responded to. But anyway, I'm going to move forward and I'm going to revisit the comments, okay? Jason writes, hello. Hello, Jason. Thank you for joining this live stream. And Eric Backstrom is here. Eric, welcome. Thanks for being here. Michael Thiel writes, hey, I missed you. Michael, welcome back. Thanks for joining. And I see Wabajok is continuing to write comments. That's okay, Wabajok. You can write comments. That's okay. Artemis is here. Artemis, welcome. Looks like Artemis may not be exactly on the same page in terms of political viewpoints. Same page with me. That's okay. Badgerden writes, Wisconsin Badgers. Absolutely, Badgerden. I'm a Badger. I'm a Wisconsin Badger. Jeremiah, I posted the link to the video. You're asking me for the title of the video. The title is Naturalization Ceremony of Tosifanam. You can check it out. By the way, I'm gonna go back to my main talking points and then I'll stop again. I'll pause again and visit your comments. Okay. Michael writes. Okay, Michael has a question. Michael, that investigation is ongoing. You're talking about what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania. That investigation is ongoing. Okay, so we have to wait for the investigation to be complete. All right. In California, the Democrats are pushing this bill forward to provide financial aid for illegal immigrants to buy homes. When an absolutely crazy legislation like this is introduced, some people might think that, hey, maybe some liberal is trying to make a statement, but maybe this actually won't pass. There are some crazy legislation out there, and some legislator introduces a legislation, and almost always people think, hey, you know what? This is a legislation that's been introduced, but it's not going to pass. It's not going to become law. So, don't worry about it. But you know what? This is getting very real. This is getting very real. This bill that was introduced in the California legislature, this bill might actually become law. And California may provide financial aid to illegal immigrants for buying homes. Let me give you some more details, okay? Because you need to know the details so we can know what's going on. This is the California Dream for All Home Loan Program. The program, the California Dream for All Home Loan Program, the program is available Artemis and Wabajok, I can see your comments, all right? The program is available to low and middle income first-time home buyers in California. And right now, what the program does is give first-time home buyers up to 20% in down payment assistance. 20%, up to 20% in down payment assistance. Reportedly, the amount cannot exceed $150,000. And this legislation, what it does is this legislation aims to open this program up to illegal immigrants. This is what the California Democrats are trying to do. Reportedly, an illegal immigrant must have a taxpayer ID number or a social security number to become eligible for this program. What it means is more resources and more benefits for illegal immigrants. That's what the Democrats want. That is what the Democrats want. More resources, more benefits for the illegal immigrants. This legislation was introduced by a Democrat, obviously. A Democrat from Fresno, California. He's an assemblyman named Joaquin Arambula. I may be pronouncing the name maybe not entirely correctly. Forgive me for that, but this is an assemblyman from Fresno. The name is Joaquin Arambula. He said reportedly that this bill, the guy who introduced this legislation, the Democrat, he said reportedly that this bill is not about immigration policies, but about fairness and addressing the housing crisis. I mean, that is absolutely nonsense. Absolutely nonsense. This guy, this far left Democrat who introduced this legislation said, oh, this is not about immigration policies, this is about fairness, and this is about addressing the housing crisis. I mean, what do you mean fairness? What do you mean by fairness? Is it fair? Let me ask you guys, is it fair for the government to give financial aid to illegal immigrants for buying homes, while many hardworking American citizens are not able to achieve the dream of home ownership? The Democrats who support this legislation are openly showing what's on their minds. They don't care about American citizens. The Democrats don't care about American citizens. They only care about, you know the answer. You know the answer. The Democrats only care about illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants. That's priority number one. That's priority number one for the Democrats, to take care of the illegal immigrants. The assemblyman who introduced this legislation said that this bill is about addressing the housing crisis. Oh my God, the Democrats want to address the housing crisis. What do you mean addressing the housing crisis? If this bill becomes law, then this would allow illegal immigrants to get government assistance to buy homes, which means less homes would be available for U.S. citizens. How is this addressing the housing crisis? This bill is going to make it more difficult for American citizens to buy homes. This Democrat legislation, this radical left-wing Democrat legislation, is going to make it more difficult for the American citizens to buy homes. If you really want to address the housing crisis, then reduce unnecessary regulations so that more houses can be built. There's high demand. We need more houses in the inventory. So it's time to reduce unnecessary regulations so that more houses can be built. If you want to address the housing crisis, then stop the reckless government spending and address inflation issues. Address inflation issues so that mortgage rates can come down and so that people can afford, so that American citizens can afford to buy homes. I'm going to pause here for a second. I have a lot more to talk about. But I'm going to take a look at the live chat window. Badgerden writes, they need to take care of homeless Americans first. Badgerden, I completely agree with you. We need to take care of homeless Americans first. Since we're talking about California, let's talk about California. There are many homeless Americans in California, many homeless veterans in California. And the government there, if they really want to make sure that people have a home, then they need to focus on addressing homelessness issues, and they need to take care of the homeless Americans first, okay? Let me read some comments here. I'm going to scroll back and read some comments. Okay. So Jeremiah writes, just watched your citizenship video. Congratulations. Well, thank you, Jeremiah. Appreciate it. Susan writes, the Democrats, you write the D's, which, I'm guessing you're referring to the Democrats, want our country to be under a dictatorship, with them, the dictators. The Democrats really, they with the Democrats in power, the middle class is shrinking. And so, really, I mean, and what Joe Biden did, we saw executive order after executive order. Maybe the Democrats want a dictatorship. Let's see. Let me read some more comments here. There's a viewer, I can't really pronounce your name, but the first few letters are R-I-C. I'm going to call you Rick, unless you give me your full name. It's R-I-C-L-M-N-O, R-I-C-L-M-N-O-P-P. Writes, fairness for people here legally only. Yeah, we must take care of the American citizens and the legal immigrants. Okay, Rick. I'm going to call you Rick. Rick, we need to take care of the American citizens and the legal immigrants. The legal immigrants, not the illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants should not get a single dollar in taxpayer money, okay? Susan writes, first, every homeless person needs to be housed. Susan, I agree with you. Food, clothing, shelter, these are basic necessities. So, yes, we have to address the homelessness issues, and we have to make sure that the people who are homeless now have housing, and we have to focus on the American citizens and the legal immigrants, not illegal immigrants. Let me see some more comments. My friends, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to stay connected with me. And also, like this video, my friends. Like this video so that my message can reach more people, okay? Hit the like button. Please hit the like button, my friends. Let me read some more comments here. There are comments pouring in. I'm going to read more comments. Uh, Susan is writing about Hawaii and the illegal immigration issues there. Um, let's see. Hmm. Okay. More comments here. More comments. I see Wabajock continues to write comments. Wabajock, you can continue writing comments. That's fine. Susan writes, Tassif, come to Honolulu. We have a Trump rally the first Friday of every month. We meet at the 5 at the big tree in front of the zoo. Well, thank you, Susan, for the invitation. I would love to come to Honolulu someday soon. That may not be this year. Artemis, you're writing, bro loves ignoring me. Artemis, I'm not ignoring you. I'm not ignoring you. You're talking about tax cuts, right? And you're questioning how is that going to help? Well, when people make money, they should be able to keep most of their money. Okay, so when we do tax cuts, it just means the hardworking Americans get to keep more of their money. How is that a bad thing? That's not a bad thing. If I get to keep more of my hard-earned money, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Okay. Um, Wabajock writes, he's Bangladeshi. Well, I'm an American, Wabajock. I was a Bangladeshi, but I'm an American now. I'm an American citizen now. Okay, Wabajock, you should go uh, and look up the Oath of Allegiance on the internet and read the Oath of Allegiance. Okay, that's the oath I took to become an American citizen. Okay, so go and take a look at that. Jeremiah writes, where do you get your information from? I'm interested. Well, Jeremiah, depending on the topic, I get information from a wide range of sources. You have to, I mean, there's a lot of information floating on the internet, but not all information is accurate. You have to, you know, learn to find the facts, the true information that can come from government documents, that can come from news sources, so the information I am presenting to you today, this is actually public information. You can go and look up this legislation, Assembly Bill 1840. You can go and look up the California Dream for All home loan program. You can look at this bill and that the California legislature passed it. It's waiting for governor's signature. I mean, this is all information you're going to find on the internet. I'm just sharing with you my views. Okay. Uh, okay. Somebody is asking. You're asking me to discuss the Laffer curve, right? Laffer curve. Well, we're gonna have an economics class if I go into the discussion of the Laffer curve. Trust me, I've studied the Laffer curve. I took economics courses, so I know what it is. But why would we discuss that here right now? I mean, just because I mentioned taxes, tax rates, and tax revenue, I can discuss that, but I don't want to drift away from the discussion that we're having here. But if you want me to do more economics focused, live streams, I can do that. I can do that. But really, this channel is about social and political issues, both domestic and international. If I go into in-depth discussion of the Laffer curve, that would be more like a online class, right? Okay. Rick writes, he's here legally and is welcome by all. Thank you, Rick. Thank you. As I said, when I came to this country, the American people and this country embraced me, gave me a warm welcome. I feel blessed to be an American. Let's see. Well, Wabajock, you can keep commenting. That's okay. I won't be able to respond to all of your comments, Wabajock. I think you understand that by now. All right, let's see. Susan writes, he's 100% American, red, white, and blue. Thank you, Susan. Thank you so very much, Susan. Thank you. All right. By the way, if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe so you can get notifications about future videos that I do. I would appreciate that very much. Help me reach more people. Okay, so let's go back to the discussion that we were having. Do you know who is supporting this legislation? This legislation that I just talked about, Assembly Bill 1840 in California. Do you know who expressed strong support for this legislation? Can you make a guess? Rick writes, Newsom and Pelosi. Rick, great answer. Correct answer. I mean, it is sad that this legislation is moving forward, but when I asked that question, do you know who expressed strong support for this legislation? Rick came up with the right answer, Newsom and Pelosi. Let's talk about Pelosi first. California Congresswoman, former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, she expressed strong support for this legislation. She supports this bill that would give financial aid to illegal immigrants for buying homes. Nancy Pelosi is supporting this awful legislation, Assembly Bill 1840. Let's talk about Gavin Newsom now. Rick mentioned Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is the governor of California. The question is, will he sign this bill into law? Will Gavin Newsom, the Democrat governor, sign this legislation into law? Now, reportedly, Gavin Newsom has until the end of September to sign or to veto this bill. Let me ask you, is he going to sign this legislation? I'm not going to be shocked. I'm not going to be shocked if Gavin Newsom signs this legislation into law. He's a far left Democrat. That's Gavin Newsom. And you know what? Accounting and economics don't make sense to these Democrats. They don't care about fiscal responsibility. They don't care about properly managing the economy. They just love reckless spending. And their agenda, the Democrats' agenda, is to embrace illegal immigration. The Democrats' agenda is to embrace illegal immigration. And the Democrats' long-term plan. Now let's talk about the long-term plan that the Democrats have. The Democrats' long-term plan is to grant a pathway to citizenship for illegal immigrants. A pathway to citizenship for the illegal immigrants. That's what the Democrats want. Chuck Schumer, Senator Chuck Schumer in 2022 proposed a pathway to citizenship for the illegal immigrants. I responded to that by writing an op-ed that was published in the Western Journal. I wrote an op-ed. By the way, let me see if I can find that op-ed. I'm going to share that with you. So that was Chuck Schumer in 2022 proposing a pathway to citizenship for illegal immigrants. Okay, I found the link to the op-ed. I'm going to post it here. You can click on the link and you can read it if you want to. The title of the op-ed is Reject Democrats' Efforts to Turn American Citizenship into Another Handout. That's the title. And this was published on November 26th of 2022. And I wrote in that op-ed, as a legal immigrant and a law-abiding American, I am thankful to call the United States my home, but I am shocked to learn about Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer's proposal to erode the rule of law in our country by granting a pathway to citizenship for 11 million illegal immigrants. At the time, it was 11 million. But we know that since 2021, more than 10 million illegal immigrants have entered the United States. So the number has grown significantly. So in 2022, it was Chuck Schumer who proposed a pathway to citizenship for illegal immigrants. And recently, Elizabeth Warren said that Kamala Harris would create a pathway to citizenship for illegal immigrants. Elizabeth Warren, U.S. Senator, she wants to see this happen. She wants to see a pathway to citizenship for illegal immigrants. The Democrats want illegal immigrants to become U.S. citizens. Why? Do you know why? Do you know why the Democrats want illegal immigrants to become U.S. citizens? I'm going to pause here. Let's see some answers. If you want to write some answers. Do you know why the Democrats want illegal immigrants to become U.S. citizens? I see some answers here. I see some answers. Jeremiah writes votes. Rick writes votes. Doris is here. Doris, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for joining. Doris, if this is your first time, please subscribe and stay connected. Doris writes vote. That is correct. That is correct. The Democrats are focused on helping illegal immigrants. The Democrats are focused on giving illegal immigrants a pathway to U.S. citizenship in order to create new voters for the Democratic Party. Rick writes, I'm sure there are a few other reasons, though. There may be other reasons, Rick, but this is the primary reason. The Democrats, they want to hold on to power. They want to stay in power forever. And that's why they are trying to create new voters. And that's why the Democrats want to create a pathway to citizenship for the illegal immigrants. Richard Phillips writes, they're here, they ain't leaving till you build a wall. I support building a wall. I support deploying Border Patrol agents. I support using advanced technology, border wall, border agents, technology. All of these combined will help secure the southern border. But as long as the Biden-Harris administration is in charge, they're not going to do that. We know it. Kamala Harris is the border czar. What has she done? And Elizabeth Warren here is saying that Kamala Harris would create a pathway to citizenship for illegal immigrants. This is the Democrat agenda. This is the Biden-Harris agenda to open up the border, which they have done, to allow illegal immigrants into the country. Wabajok, I see your comments, Wabajok. I'm not responding, but I see what you're writing. But let me tell you, truth will always prevail, Wabajok. And what I am saying here is the truth. I am telling you the truth. So Wabajok, you can oppose me all you want. Do it. But I'm telling you the truth. Okay? I'm going to pause here for a second and see if you have more comments. Uh, Let me see if there are some meaningful questions. Okay? Uh, by the way, thank you all for being here. And if you just want to hit like this video, help me spread the message of peace and prosperity and freedom. So Wabajog doesn't want to take me seriously. Wabajog, it's up to you. It is up to you, Wabajog. If you don't want to take me seriously, that's your decision. Okay? But here I am, a policy analyst by training, a strong conservative, a Republican voter, and most importantly, I'm a proud American citizen. So, Rick is asking me about housing. Rick, I don't know how this is going to work. I know you have a question. It's a good question, Rick, but honestly, this whole thing that's happening in California with this Assembly Bill 1840, this is absolute nonsense. I don't even know how this is going to work. And this should not work. This should not work because illegal immigrants should not get government funded financial aid to buy homes. Absolutely not. Artemis writes, dude is not speaking facts. Artemis, I am telling you the truth. I am telling you the truth. Curtis is here. Curtis, I see your comment. I don't know how to respond to that, Curtis. So, let's see. There are some unkind comments. There are some unkind comments in the chat window. But, let me tell you, it doesn't bother me. Because I see so many wonderful people who are tuning in to watch my videos, who are expressing their support for my viewpoints. I see some real Americans here, some freedom-loving Americans who love this country. They are here. They are here on this live stream. And so, I'm getting overwhelming support. I'm getting, overwhelming kindness. So the unkind messages don't bother me. Don't bother me at all, okay? Don't bother me. If unkind comments really bothered me, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be doing this. I do a lot of speeches out in the public, in person. A lot of the recent speeches are available, on my YouTube channel. You can just browse and see those videos. Rick writes, I support you. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the support. I get a lot of support because, this is our country. We have to protect our country. We have to protect our freedom. Sharon Peterson is here. Sharon, thank you for tuning in. Sharon writes, totally agree about dollars to illegals to buy a house. No way. Not when the U.S. has so many folks who cannot afford the current prices for a home. Exactly, Sharon. That's what I'm talking about. Why should illegal immigrants get financial aid from government to buy homes when there are so many homeless Americans, including American veterans, who are out on the streets? They don't have homes. They need help. The American citizens need help. And there are many other American families who are at risk of homelessness. They're not homeless yet, but they are at risk because of cost of living. And how cost of living has gone up, it is difficult for people to keep up with the expenses. So many Many um, American families are at risk of homelessness. They are the ones who need help, not illegal immigrants. I'm going to pause here and read some more comments. Okay, I have to read the comments. Um, Richard is writing. Richard Phillips writes. That's Richard is an independent. Richard, you know, I if you are an independent, if you're sharing your viewpoints here, I welcome you to stay on and to stay engaged. Okay, um, this channel, the live streams that I do, um, I welcome conservatives, liberals, independents to all share their thoughts and comments because I believe in dialogue. I believe in sharing information. I believe in exercising the First Amendment right to free speech. So, Richard Phillips, stay here and share your thoughts as I'm speaking. Let me know your thoughts on the issues that I discuss. Okay. Um, Susan writes, usually I go with libertarian. However, I will vote for DJT. Wonderful, Susan. Um, Donald Trump needs our support. So thank you for that. Trump 2024. By the way, let's do this. We've done this before. If you are going to be voting for Trump, write Trump 2024, like I did. Let me just see visually. We want to see how many Trump supporters are watching this video. Okay, write Trump 2024. I asked people to do that in the previous live stream, got some great responses. Let's do it again. Eric writes Trump 2024. Catherine Campbell writes Trump 2024. Thank you. Sassy writes Trump. Sassy wrote Trump 2034. Now, was that a typo, or did you really mean Trump 2034? Anyway, Sassy, I assume you support Trump. Thank you. Rick writes Trump 2024. Susan Epp writes Trump 2024. Sassy writes, sorry, typo. I got that. You meant Trump 2024. Thank you. Let's see. Wabajak writes Kamala 2024. So, well, that's okay. If that's what you feel. If that's what you feel. Artemis doesn't support Trump. That's okay. So Artemis and Wabajak will not support Trump. That's okay. Okay, I'm going to write Trump 2024 a second time. I am supporting Trump. Okay? All right. So, what I was saying here, the Democrats are focused on helping illegal immigrants. What we're seeing right now with this home loan assistance program in California, this is happening in California right now. It's one of the largest states in the country. And you know what? Kamala Harris is from California. So let me ask you this. What happens if Kamala Harris is elected president? What happens if Kamala Harris is elected president? If Kamala Harris becomes the American president, then what the Democrats may try to do is to create such benefits for illegal immigrants at the federal level. At the federal level. This Assembly Bill 1840, Assembly Bill 1840, that's going to, if it is signed into law, it will give financial aid to illegal immigrants for buying homes. If Kamala Harris is elected president, then the Democrats will try to replicate this and implement a program like this at the federal level. And that's going to be scary. Whatever is happening in California right now, the Democrats will try to do the same at the federal level and give home loan assistance to illegal immigrants using federal dollars. Using federal dollars. And this is one more reason why the American people must reject the Democrats in November. This November, November 2024, the American people must reject the Democrats. This is one more reason why the American people must not vote for Kamala Harris this November. The American people are already suffering because of illegal immigration, and now the Democrats want to entice more foreign nationals to enter the United States illegally. Illegally. When foreign nationals see that the Democrats are coming up with new benefits for the illegal immigrants, that leads to rise in illegal immigration. That entices more illegal immigrants to enter the country. I want you all to understand this. I want you all to understand that our property rights are under attack because of the Democrats' open border policy and massive illegal immigration. Remember, it was not that long ago, a migrant from Venezuela posted a video on social media advising other migrants to invade empty homes and start living there. He was encouraging migrants to become squatters. And I've talked about squatters. I've talked about the problem of squatting on this channel. For those who have been watching my videos, for a few months, you've heard me talk about this. Squatting, that's a huge issue in America. And it was not that long ago, a migrant from Venezuela posted a video on social media, and I'm repeating this, posted a video on social media advising other migrants to invade empty homes and to start living there. He was encouraging squatting. Ernest Thompson is here. Ernest Thompson, I see your comment. I don't know how to respond. I'm not trying to be anyone. I'm trying to be myself. I am myself. I'm not copying anyone. Ernest Thompson. So this illegal immigrant from Venezuela who encouraged other migrants to become squatters. This illegal immigrants openly spoke on social media, asking other migrants to become squatters and take over people's property. And the Democrats' open border policy created this mess that we are in. It's because of the Biden-Harris administration and their open border policy, we are facing significant challenges in the country. And the migrants are trying to become squatters. I'm going to pause. I'm going to pause for a second, okay? Let me look at the comments here. Let's see. Comments pouring in. By the way, as we pause for a second, does anyone have any predictions on how many electoral college votes Trump will get in November? If you have a prediction, you can let me know. Write how many electoral college votes you think Trump will get this November. Definitely more than 270, right? Because he's got to win. Susan writes 290. That's great. Wabajok writes, not as much as Kamala. Well, more than Kamala. Trump's going to get more electoral college votes than Kamala. Richard Phillips, Richard, let me read your comments. Did I miss any of your comments here? Richard did write leaning Trump 2024, right? Eric Backstrom writes 325. Wonderful. I'm gonna look up the map here. Electoral college map. Give me 1 second. Electoral college map 2016. Let's see. So Trump in 2016 got 304 electoral college votes. 304. So when you say, Eric, when you say 325, you're suggesting it's going to be a much bigger win for Trump than the victory he had in 2016, right? I mean, 325 would be awesome. I'm curious to find out what states you think Trump will win that he did not win in 2016. Because if in 2016 he got 304, and if you think he's going to get 324, 325 this time, I wonder what more states he's going to win. You know, I would love to see a landslide victory for Trump. Okay, so Richard Phillips, you wrote about 5 of them. Do you mean I missed 5 of your comments? Let me see. Give me 1 second here. Richard, let me see your comments. Hold on 1 second. So Richard, you wrote you're leaning Trump 2024. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. So you're talking about building a wall. I support building a wall. We have to build a wall. Richard, I appreciate all your comments. I do. Thank you for being here, Richard Phillips. Sorry I missed some of the comments that you wrote here, but just know that I'm really thankful, really, for each and every one of you who are here and commenting. Thank you. Dr. P. Ness writes, citizenship makes you American. Citizenship does make a person American. If you are an American citizen, you are an American, right? Okay. I mean, natural born citizen, naturalized citizen, you are an American. Susan, I see your comment. Susan, don't worry, whatever Wabajok writes, whatever Artemis is writing, that's okay. They are exercising their First Amendment right. I see it's a little bit disruptive because the comments keep coming, and it's all about support for Kamala. That's okay. If Wabajok wants to vote for Kamala, that's fine. We're going to win. So, meaning Trump 2024. Okay, Republicans will win. Jared Thompson is here. Jared, welcome. It's great to see that you're here. Rick writes, he is American. I'm proud to be an American, Rick. I'm proud to be an American. So Richard Phillips is writing, I live in Pennsylvania. I don't feel the vibe for Trump yet. Richard, I'm curious to know what part of Pennsylvania you are in. Are you near a big city, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, or are you more in the suburbs, in the rural areas? Where are you, Richard? What part of Pennsylvania? You know, Pennsylvania is a state that's really hard to predict. Okay, I'll be honest with you. It's very hard to predict. You know, we don't know if Trump's going to win Pennsylvania. I hope he does. I hope he does, but it's really hard to know because I was shocked. Honestly, I was shocked when Fetterman became the U.S. senator from Pennsylvania. I mean, how could Fetterman win? How could Fetterman win? Uh, Dr. Oz was supposed to win, right? That's what I felt. He would be a great U.S. senator, but Fetterman won. Kind of shocked me, and that's why I say Pennsylvania is very hard to predict. Sassy is writing Trump again. So, Sassy, thank you. I support Trump. I'm going to read some comments here. Jared Thompson is writing about Wabajock. I see that. Yeah, Wabajock is continuously writing comments, okay? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go back to the discussion. So I think Mrs. Kravitz is here. Mrs. Kravitz, welcome. California Democrats, from this live stream, from all the information that I presented today, I think you understand that the California Democrats want to give home loan benefits to illegal immigrants. This is unbelievable. It's unbelievable that this is happening in the United States, but this is obviously happening, and we have to wait and see what Gavin Newsom does. Is he going to sign the legislation into law or not? There is only one way, my friends. There's only one way to protect property rights and to address the problem of illegal immigration. And that is vote for Republicans this November. Vote for Republicans. Reject Democrats. Reject their policies. Vote for Republicans. Vote for Republicans in House races, in Senate races, and obviously vote for Trump for president. Vote for Trump. Richard writes, I voted for Trump last time. So, Richard, you're not going to vote for Trump this time? I hope you vote for Trump, Richard. Richard writes, Fetterman got Western Pennsylvania and all the unions. Yeah, the unions, the teachers' unions, they vote for the Democrats. Sassy writes, Trump 2024. I support Trump 2024. So, if you're watching TV, I'm not going to mention what networks. I guess you know. If you're watching TV and you hear the Democrats on TV, they'll talk about creating opportunities and blah, 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 blah. The Democrats will say things to try to get votes, but don't believe that stuff. Don't believe that stuff. The Democrats are lying. All they care about is power. They want to stay in power. And when in power, the Democrats care about illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants. They want to give benefits to illegal immigrants, and they want to use our American tax dollars to provide more services to the illegal immigrants. That's what the Democrats want to do. And that's why, my friends, we must reject the Democrats this November, and we must vote for Trump. We must vote for Trump. This is going to be the election, the most important election of our lifetime. The most important election of our lifetime. I've said that before. I'll say it again because this needs to be repeated. Mrs. Kravitz writes, agreed, thumbs up. So Mrs. Kravitz, you're agreeing with me, right? You're agreeing with me when I say we must reject the Democrats and we must vote for Trump. Sassy writes, support deportation and closed borders, Trump 2024. Sassy, I agree. We need to deport. You look at all the criminal illegal aliens, the crimes they are committing in places like Denver, in New York, and so many other places. Those criminal illegal aliens, they need to be deported, and we must secure the border. We are an immigrant-friendly country. We welcome immigrants as long as they come here legally. And every year, approximately 1 million individuals get their permanent residency to live and work in the United States. And hundreds of thousands of people become nationalized US citizens. So when you look at all that, you know that we are an immigrant-friendly country. But we cannot allow illegal immigration. Rick writes, facts. Just come here legally. Exactly. Very simple. Come here legally. Now, if you say we need to improve our legal immigration system, we need to make it more efficient, yeah, we can have a conversation about that. We can have a conversation about improving the legal immigration process to make it more efficient. We can have a constructive conversation about that. Of course, there are many government programs and procedures that need to be improved, that need to be made more efficient. So we can talk about that. But we cannot allow illegal immigration. Just cannot allow illegal immigration. So we need to secure the border and we need to enforce our immigration laws. So Dr. P. Ness is asking, I think the real issue is what do we do with the 20 plus million illegals already here? Dr. P. Ness, great question. I don't think I'll be able to address that in this live stream, but it's a great question. I'm making a note of it, and I will be discussing that in a future live stream or perhaps in a podcast episode. Okay? Thank you for your question. Anything that I'm not able to respond to because there's not enough time or because it needs a separate live stream, I'm going to be talking about it in the future. By the way, my friends, please like this video. Like and subscribe. Like this video. Help me reach more people. Okay. I'm looking at the comments. I'm trying to keep up with the comments here. That's why I'm a little silent here. Pausing for a bit. Rick writes, new sub, thanks. Well, thank you, Rick. I appreciate you subscribing. Subscribe and stay connected, my friends. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to ask some questions here now, okay? For some audience engagement. I'm going to ask a question, and if you want to answer, feel free to answer. So, who do you think, if Trump is elected, and I'm praying and I'm hoping that he is elected president, if Trump is elected president, who do you think he's going to pick as the Secretary of State? I'm going to wait, and I'm going to let you write your answers. Who do you think will be Trump's Secretary of State if Trump is elected president? Alan writes, Skid Rock. Wabajock is saying that my question is irrelevant. It is not irrelevant. It is a very relevant question. So those who seriously want to answer, please answer. Who do you think is going to be the Secretary of State if Trump is elected president? Rick writes, Tulsi Gabbard might be a decent choice. Okay. Any other names? Richard Phillips writes, I don't know. Okay. Eric Backstrom writes Alex Jones. Okay, I'm just reading all your all the names you're writing. Um, Susan writes, I saw Kid Rock at the arena in Pearl City in 1994. I have not been to a Kid Rock concert. I'd love to go, I guess. Um, let's see. I'm gonna pause and wait for your answers. Jared Thompson writes Jane Nelson, but not sure. So Jane Nelson, if I'm not mistaken, is the Secretary of State in Texas, right, Jared? Dr. P. writes Vivek, meaning Vivek Ramaswamy, Tim Scott, Stephen Miller. Yeah, okay. Um, those are all very prominent conservative names. Let's see. Okay, Rick writes, I want RFK Jr. for head of CIA or healthcare. Okay, all right. I'm just here to read what you have to say. Jared writes, have a great Labor Day, Tassif. Thank you, Jared. I hope you are having a great weekend and have a good Labor Day. I'm not leaving yet. I'm staying here longer. Okay, I'm gonna wait for maybe a few more moments. Okay, let's now ask the question. Who do you think? Give me 1 second. Before I ask the question, just give me a comment. Give me a second here. Who do you think? Because I talk a lot about energy, right? I talk about gas prices. I talk about unleashing American energy. I talk about the importance of regaining energy independence. Who do you think is going to be the Secretary of Energy if Trump is elected? Eric is writing about the MAHA program, which is Make America Healthy Again. That is such an amazing hashtag, right? MAGA and then now MAHA or MAHA, however you want to pronounce it. MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. Who do you think is going to be the Energy Secretary? I think Rick Perry would be great, don't you think? Rick Perry for Energy Secretary. Rick Perry was the Energy Secretary. He was the Energy Secretary. Maybe he'll be the Energy Secretary again. Who knows, right? Could be. What do you think? Susan writes, Elon Musk. That's a great choice, I think. That would be great. Energy Secretary. I'm going to be paying attention to the energy sector, to that cabinet position. Okay. I hope it's Rick Perry again. That would be great. I'm sure there are other names. Okay, my friends, I have reached pretty much the end of my talking points here. I had a set of things I wanted to discuss, primarily Assembly Bill 1840 in California, which is now waiting for governor's signature, Governor Gavin Newsom's. It is an awful bill. It is a horrible piece of legislation. I hope it is not signed into law, but I'm not going to be shocked if Gavin Newsom signs it into law, because Gavin Newsom is a far-left Democrat. All right. Oh, I see many new comments. Maybe I should hang out here for a little bit. Susan, thank you so much. Susan is writing good night. Say hi to your mom from me. Thank you, Susan. I will convey your hello to my mother. All right, my friends, thank you so much for tuning in for this live stream today. Thank you for staying engaged. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and comments. Thank you for asking questions. I tried my best to respond to your comments and your questions. If I have missed responding to any of your comment or any of your question, I apologize. Um, I hope you'll come back and watch another live stream. Snowy writes, can you vote though? Yes, I am an American voter, Snowy. I am an American voter. Delaney writes Trump 2024. Trump 2024. I'm voting for Trump in 2024. Rick writes, thank you for the stream. Have a good one. Snowy is once again asking me, can you vote though? Yes, I can vote because I am an American voter. I am a U.S. citizen. So yes, I have the right and the responsibility to vote. And I see Snowy is just repeating that question. So I think I've answered it. That's all for now, my friends. Please come back and tune in for another live stream. Please watch my videos. You can check out my YouTube shorts. And if you want to send me an email, here is my email address. I'm going to post my email address here. Tausif@tausifanam.net. That's my email address. You can email me. If you want to check out my website, my website is tausiffanam.net. Please check out my website. I also send out e-newsletters to hundreds of people. If you want to join the list to get an e-newsletter from me, I usually send it out twice a month, sometimes once a month, sometimes 3 times a month. There's really no set schedule. I try to send it out no more than once a week, but usually it's once every 15 days. So if you would like to join that list to get my e-newsletter, please send me an email, or you can also go to my website. I posted the link here, tausifanam.net, and then on the homepage, if you scroll down, you're going to see a place where you can put in your email address and subscribe to my e-newsletter, okay? It's free, so go ahead, check it out, and join that list to receive my e-newsletter, okay? Thank you, everyone. It's been great doing this live stream. We are past 1 hour, 32 minutes, so wonderful to be here. Thanks to all those who tuned in. I hope to be back again with a new live stream and more podcast episodes. Thank you so very much. I'll be back again soon. And have a great day, my friends. Thank you. Bye-bye.